So this chapter pretty much opens up confirming to us how Naoya has returned as a cursed spirit, something that we've been speculating a lot about these last couple weeks. So it's nice for it to just, fully be confirmed here. And we see this flashback of Gakuganji talking to Noritoshi, which I guess is happening around the midpoint of season 1, something like that maybe. And he says, when finishing off a hostile sorcerer, you must remember. And then Noritoshi says, in order to prevent your adversary's transformation into a curse after death, you must kill them with Jujutsu. So this is cool for a couple reasons. Like I said, confirming and everything, but also letting us know how Noritoshi came across this information in the first place, because I'm pretty sure he is the first character to reveal this bit of information to the audience. But yeah, that's pretty much how Naoya was able to return as a cursed spirit here, because he was a sorcerer who was killed without the use of Jujutsu. And going further into that, we see Maki thinking that she's responsible for this, because she says, I don't have any cursed energy, so I killed him with my fist. I should have known this was going to happen. So not having any cursed energy, of course, because she has heavenly restriction, which basically means that her cursed energy goes to 0, but in return she basically becomes like a superhuman. Same thing that Toji had. And her thinking that she had killed Naoya with fists goes back to when she originally defeated Naoya, because she quite literally beat him down with her fists. And I guess this is letting us know how Naoya was able to get away after that, because afterwards we saw Naoya crawling away, and he was just so devastated by the beating that he couldn't even use cursed energy. But I guess this just means that Maki thought that she legitimately killed him. Hey, also guys, if you like my Jujutsu Kaisen content, please subscribe if you haven't already. It's fine if you don't want to, but if you just needed a reminder, here you go. But as Naoya was crawling away after the fact, Maki's mom, who was also dying, found him and stabbed him in the back with a regular kitchen knife. And since that wasn't Jujutsu, and now he's a sorcerer, we now see him returning as what is going to be known as a cursed wound, but still a cursed spirit. But Naoya winds up confirming that, yeah, it was pretty much her mom that did him in. And we see Noritoshi assisting Maki here by firing an arrow at Naoya. He's able to do this because of his blood manipulation curse technique. He's pretty much coating the tip of his arrows with blood, so therefore he's able to manipulate the trajectory of them. And it just makes me glad that Noritoshi is back, and I like the way that Gege is utilizing him in this portion of the arc, because he is kind of important to the overall story. He is essentially going to be the successor to the Kamo clan, which is one of the big 3 clans, and they're going to be a large part of the story going further, especially since we are coming to the end of it. And I do think he was kind of an underutilized character that had a lot of potential, so I just hope Gege is going to capitalize on that at this point. But also at the same time, he's making use of Maki as well, not having to put the audience through us seeing them individually go against a boss battle. Just bring them both together here. But after Noritoshi does that, Naoya's I hate that curse technique. And I guess he's saying this because when we first saw Naoya fight, he went against Choso during the Yuji extermination arc, and Choso wound up cleanly defeating him using blood manipulation. But anyway, going further, Maki continues to fight against Naoya here, and she winds up cutting him through the midsection, and she's actually doing it with the sword that Mai had given her. I don't think this thing has a name yet, but Mai was able to make this using her construction curse technique. I think actually she wound up giving her life in order to make this, but in doing so she kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone, because she gave Maki this awesome weapon, but Mai dying was able to take whatever minuscule amount of cursed energy that was lingering in Maki, and that's how she was able to get full-blown heavenly restriction here. But after slicing open Naoya, he suddenly starts to spit these spindle-like things out of his back, and they wind up converging into almost like a ball of yarn. And this is when Maki pretty much confirms that he was in fact a cursed womb this whole time, and at this point he's kind of metamorphosing. And as we'll see, this is kind of the beginning of the stages of Naoya, I guess, because we first saw him as a worm or caterpillar or whatever. So eventually I guess that means that he's going to become some kind of butterfly or some kind of winged insect. But as he's metamorphosizing into this ball of yarn thing, Noritoshi pulls out a full bag of blood, and he just does a massive piercing blood using this, and he's able to completely shoot through the ball of yarn. This sequence is awesome. Even if it doesn't really amount to anything, it's still really cool how Noritoshi is utilizing his piercing blood at this point. point. I think this is like the thickest version of it that we've seen so far. But he winds up thinking that he exercised it by doing this, but of course we know that it's not going to be that easy. But Noritoshi says, if it was that fast as a cursed womb, how fast would the final form have? And then we see him become like this cocoon metapod type form. So Noritoshi saying, you know, how fast he was as a cursed womb. I originally thought that he was using projection sorcery, but it hasn't been confirmed nor denied that he is in this chapter. So there's still the possibility that he does still have that curse technique within him. And I think it will be eventually revealed that he does. But regardless, he still was super fast, like one of the fastest characters that we've seen actually. But now that he's become like this cocoon slash metapod form, along with Noritoshi saying, you know, final form, I think that's all but confirming that we will see some kind of butterfly, you know, winged insect, final version of Naoya here. Like this definitely isn't like his final form, at least in my opinion. I think it would kind of be odd if it was. But yeah, even in this cocoon metapod form, he's still incredibly fast. I guess faster than maybe he was as the worm form, because he punches Noritoshi like instantly and sends him like flying through the forest. Like this is some serious damage here. Like I already assumed that Naoya was like special grade in his original cursed womb form, but now he's, you know, even stronger than that. So he might possibly be one of the strongest curses we've ever seen in the series. Like if not rivaling the big four natural curses, he might even be surpassing them at this point. And if not in this form, then he will once he eventually goes to his final form, because this is like crazy damage here. And Noritoshi is like semi grade 1 at this point, I'm pretty sure. So he may or may not be completely taken out by this blow that he's receiving here. I mean, this would be a lot for like even a special grade to take. I mean, I'm sure Maki can take damage like this. Like I said, Noritoshi, different than Maki, much weaker than her, at least durability wise for sure. So going into the next chapter, I think Maki's probably going to have to take over, you know, full-blown fighting duty here. And that will eventually lead to Naoya becoming like his final form, I guess. And that's going to be like the true test there, like the big, you know, boss battle that we've been waiting for Maki to have. I mean, they've, you know, for sure been having it now, but once Naoya reaches that point, it's going to be like, wow, can they actually win this? Because like I said, he's so powerful right now. I think he's going to, you know, in theory, become maybe the strongest curse that we've ever seen at that point. And if anybody can overcome that, I guess it would definitely be Maki, right? And, you know, the occasional assistance from Noritoshi, because I'm assuming that he'll be able to at least do that eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments. Do you think Maki's going to be able to take down the full potential of Naoya, which may or may not be the strongest curse we've ever seen? Let me know. And if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.